Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rose-Tinted Glasses, which is a series where I explore games from my younger days and see if they still hold up. So today we are playing Banjo Kazooie, which I guess is not exactly a surprise because that's what I've been playing for a little while now. And if I recall correctly, at the end of the last video, we were going to head to Clinker's Cavern, which is up through here. Maybe not one of my favorite levels, but it's not a bad level. I don't think there's really a bad level in the game. Really, the ones that are less my favorite are just the ones that have like more annoying things that kill you and stuff like that. So. I probably don't need health. Yeah. You spawn with full health. So yes, Clinker's Cavern. Just the one new move to find, but it's hidden well. I don't think you can get up there from here. Some interesting camera work going on here, for sure. Crabs. Sometimes this game does reuse the enemies, which is a little interesting. I think this is the first world to have these dudes, though. I'm actually not sure if there's another world that has them. Quite obnoxious, but relatively easy to dispatch if you know what you're doing. It's kind of designed to be surprising, I suppose. Yeah, you can do this. That's how you get your Mumbo token. I feel like I'm doing well, so we know that can only mean one thing, is something horrible will happen later. Or maybe this level's just not as difficult as I remember it being. I mean, it's certainly one of the earlier levels, and we've been playing the later levels. It's just kind of due to the nature of where it is and all that. You end up having to backtrack, I guess. Not that much, not as much as we did. You know, the only reason that we waited so long to do this level is because I didn't realize, oh yeah, you have to do it after you get the jump, like jump pad ability. I think that's everything in that room, pretty much. Yes, and this is Clinker, a garbage grinder who doesn't like dirty water. I guess he considers the water in here dirty. It does appear to have a oily sheen to it, doesn't it? So far I haven't been hit by anything. So lately I was thinking about the Platonic games, which I guess is a play on words, right? Game Ukulele, which is, you know, obviously they're made of ex-Rare employees, and so it's sort of a spiritual successor. You know, and as of this time, you know, we say, because you might be listening to this in the future, that game's still not out, so I'm thinking about the game without necessarily knowing how it's going to be, if it's going to be any good. And I would say my overall thoughts on it are, oh man. Of course I missed the last one. Overall, I'd say I'm pretty skeptical. It's not that I think that the game will be bad, it's just like I'm not sure whether it will be good, because it's very easy with that type of game to fall into the trap of just doing a nostalgia project, where the game relies too heavily on that you played Banjo Kazooie, and so you get all these references and all that. And I think partly that concern is warranted from what I've seen, just because there's been some level of stuff that's revealed about the game, and it all feels very much like, well, here's your Gruntilda equivalent, and here is your Mumbo Jumbo equivalent, and all that. You know, and that could be fine, but it is also, like, obviously very, very clear that it's emulating this game in a way that maybe is not necessary, I think. Yeah, you can swim. Or maybe not. Oh, no, there is a thing in there, though. There is a thing. So I gotta start working on my next little health piece. Okay, yeah, so it's just a concern, right, is like it could really be overly slavish to this game, and not be aware of the problems with the game, because, like, even I'm pretty aware of stuff that's an issue with this game, just playing through it, right, again, with the benefit of hindsight. It's like, oh, well, you probably don't want to, like, kill the player, and take away their progress on a lot of things. You know, it's like, maybe the game overall is a little hard, or maybe it's just kind of the approach is not... I don't know. Like, this is something I've heard people talk about, and they had sort of the opposite opinion, which is like, if you're collecting things and there's no challenge, like there's nothing in the way of you collecting it, they say that it was like joyless. And I don't know that that's entirely true. Because it's kind of just fun to explore, right? And find things. And if the stuff that you're collecting is hidden in interesting places and all that, then it kind of creates a challenge in a way, I guess. Apart from just not dying. It does give you something to do, but I guess it totally depends on the type of person, right? Whether or not that's effective for them. Now, here's the hard thing, is like, they have all of these honeycomb-shaped things that you can swim into here. And they clearly tried to color them differently so that you would be like, oh, okay, I've been in that color one. But it's also kind of not easy to tell whether you've been in them before. It's like, okay, here's a green one. Have I been in a green one? I don't know. Okay, I guess not, because there's a Jinjo here. And I think I just went in that one, but I'm not entirely certain. Okay, now I think that's the exit out of here, because it's right in front of him. I know that. And that one goes from there to over here. So I've been through that. So I haven't been in that green one behind him. I think that may be the only one I haven't been in. If I recall correctly, the way that this level works is I need to raise the water up. So, mutant crabs. Not sure what makes them any different than the regular crabs other than they appear to be mutated. Nothing really, they're just freaky. Obviously, they're in a toxic waste dump. Doesn't seem to have a very negative effect on Banjo's health, but yeah. So, how do I get up there is the question. I think I can up here. This weird, like, light streaming out of this thing. Pretty sure, if I recall correctly, this world does not have a transformation. I think you're just Banjo here. Clanker poppin'. Okay, so... Oh, okay, yeah. There's a hole on the bottom, too. Okay, so yeah, I don't raise the water, but if I go down here and release Clanker from his chains, then he will rise up. Whoa. Okay. N64 graphics emulation is producing seizures. Okay, looks like it went away. That's really weird. I'm gonna start drowning pretty quick here. Okay, so it's like literally if I... Oh, bubble. Okay. Literally if I like go down to the bottom here. I think it's the bubbles. Like, I think that's it. I think it's the bubbles that are causing it to do this. Oh my god, this is really bad. This is really bad. I might have to do something about this. Not sure what. But I might have to do something about it. I'm gonna drown. God. I gotta pick up. Oh, I died. Well. And, of course, flickering death. I'm gonna try to figure out the flickering thing. It's a really bad node score. I'm gonna try to figure out the flickering thing, and then I will be back to this. Okay, so I changed some settings, and hopefully the flicker shouldn't be a problem now. My preliminary testing says that the flicker is not a problem. But I did figure out why it was causing it. It is because these bubbles down here that this guy produces have a sort of refraction effect going on with them. And like that effect was causing the flicker. So since the effect seems to work now, oh my gosh, okay. Just gonna have to follow this little fish guy around. Yeah, it has this effect that I guess at the time was probably kind of cool, but now it's sort of janky looking. So I have to like swim through this key a couple times. Probably like 3 times. Hey, what do you know? I know this game pretty well. If you gotta do something once, you gotta do it 3 times. That's the way this game works. So yeah, that loosens him up so that he will rise to the surface. Other thing I ended up changing is like the texture filtering, which I may change back. I don't know, because the sharp text is not exactly the best looking thing. Oh my gosh. This is like the worst. This is the worst thing. Don't ever do this in your games, game designers, okay? Like, nobody likes swimming through bubbles to not drown, because, like, swimming controls almost always suck, and it's all floaty, and you're trying to, like, hit, you know, be accurate with something that's super floaty. And I gotta get these notes down here while also not dying. Oh, gosh. Like, it's hard enough to get the damn notes, but it's like way harder to hit these bubbles. Why do I feel necessary to get the notes? I don't know. I just do. Alright. So let's swim up out of here now. Oh, the joys of dying and restarting levels. Means that you have to collect all the notes again. So, if I recall correctly, there's a couple different things. One is you can go in through his gills. Okay. So it like automatically dives if I get underneath something that would push me underwater. That's weird. And you can go in through the blowhole. Blinker's teeth hurt now. Yeah. And that is the third thing you can do, is you can shoot his teeth out. Because he wants you to shoot his teeth out. I'm not sure what I do here. I guess I shoot it 3 times with eggs. Of course. There's a lot of really bizarre things like that I don't remember how dumb they were at the time. I just know that I know how to do them now. Hey, I beat the note score before. That I had before. So I think the place that I want to go to is I want to try to jump this, if I recall correctly. And I think Maybe not. Yeah, it's not. You don't do this, but there is some way you get in there, and I'm not sure what it is. Oh, okay. Now that his fin is here, I can hop up on that. So I just have to use his fin to do it. Then we can do this to get up here. Hop over here. I don't think that was exactly what I wanted to do. So there must be a way to get to the other one. This is just more Mumbo tokens. Oh, okay, yeah. You just have to use the spring pad to directly spring onto the pipe. Call on. There we go. And then there's like two options here. I think you can bang this out. Gets you a Banjo. But if I head down in here, I believe I slide. Let's see, I can do this. I'm not sure what's down here. Okay, another honeycomb piece. So what's up here? Okay, an extra life. Not necessary. Nice to have, but not necessary. So, yeah. So his teeth hurt, and as with everything in this game, if something hurts, then we must shoot an egg at it. Okay, that was a weird glitch. Not that. Trying to, I'm just gonna have to do this. It's like it's not really letting me get the camera where I want it to be. There we go. That's what I want. As usual, we have to shoot it 3 times. Each of his golden teeth. Problems with controls in this game. The camera controls and also moves are mapped to the same thing. That is definitely a thing that that's definitely a thing that would not really be an issue with a newer version of this, because controllers are just so much better now than the N64 controller was. Let's see. Collect some notes inside of Clanker's disgusting mouth. Yeah, these are more the things that are annoying, is like these guys. Because again, it's like avoiding shit while you're swimming around, and like, dear God. Yeah. Obviously, rings must be gone through, and it must be gone through in short order. What's the next ring to go through? This one. guess what the next ring after that one is. And I suppose this is probably the last ring. Oh, that did raise water. Knew there was some raising and lowering of water involved in here. Now his stomach is filled up with delicious water. Okay, so that's the blowhole up there. You come in through there, I think, if you go through the gill. But I think you can go back out this way, too. There might be something down in this hole. Yeah, Banjo. Might be able to get all the Banjos. That'd be like the first world that I did that on. We'll see. We'll see if I don't die horribly. Okay, so there is jigsaw here. What's the other thing I gotta do? Okay. Can't get in there through there, so there's another hole over here. I think that takes you out one of his gills too, yeah. Shoot. Let me go back in the gills. Or not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Actually, this blows me up to something, doesn't it? Yeah. A lot of secrets in this game. I like that aspect. Like, there's just lots of, you know, if something, if something is there, it usually serves one or two purposes, right? It's not. There's not just a bunch of random stuff. It's kind of well thought out. I just gotta make it across this thing here. With my not so accurate controls. Very hard to go in accurate directions. Tense. It's tense. Got most of the jigsaws already. The only thing I need to figure out now is how the heck I get. Because I know I can raise the water up more, but I'm not really sure where I go. Unless there's like another hole on his bottom or something. I don't think there is. Pretty sure that's it. You know, the natural thing to check is to see whether or not I go up his butthole, because this is, of course, a Rareware game. Well, doesn't look like he has one, unless it's in some weird spot like here. Should be aware. They would assume that a fish's butthole is. Let's go back in here. Let's go through the blowhole. So yeah, this will drop me down. Oh, okay, no, the blowhole drops me down here. So that will get me access to something, and I hear I need a special move. So, oh no. Oh no. Mr. Bill, okay. So I'm not exactly even sure where... Oh, I bet I know what it is. I bet there's a flight pad on one of these. There we go. You know it. So, I don't know what's up with that, but for the time being, I do know that I need to go over here. Ah, okay. And get the invulnerability. Sure does. Hold Z and press the right C button. Somehow I imagine bottles having an accent like that. Yeah, can't carry that many gold feathers. I've learned all the moves in the game. Yeah, that makes me invulnerable. For which I get a jiggy. No. This jolly music. The invulnerability music. I think it's basically the same as the intro music to the title screen. Okay, oh now. Yeah, I need to go. Let me go up that blowhole again. I think I've got 10. No, I don't have 10. I might as well collect all 10, right? But I think, yeah, if I go up that, it might take me back into that room again. So that's like up here. Oh, well, I guess it won't let me go up there. In that case, it probably means that that's only an exit, and that's where you come out of if you come out the other end of that room. So let's go out the gills. Let's go climb back onto Clinker's back, and then go into the blowhole. Into the blowhole. And now I have the ability to go through there. Actually, I probably could have anyway, now I think about it. Like, I think you can just avoid these. Yeah. I don't know why I thought you couldn't. They're a little hard to avoid, though. So since I have this, I might as well use it. Making this much easier. Okay. So that's 9 jigsaws. How many jigsaws does this place have? 10. I'm not sure where the last one is, actually. Maybe there's somewhere else you could fly in here. Really, there's this tentacle, though. Can I kill the tentacle? Nope. Huh. Alright, that's fine. I don't know where the other jigsaw is, though. He might be just hidden in the environment somewhere that I didn't find. There are a lot of things down here, aren't there? On the bottom. It's possible there's a jigsaw in one of them. Does not have a jigsaw in it. I think it's just red feathers. Too Bad I don't have much air, so I gotta go back up. Eggs. Yeah, I don't see anything. I just see eggs and stuff. I'll get these notes. I need to work on my note score anyway. I don't know, I really don't know. God damn it. Ah, fuck! Swear to God, swimming controls are the worst. Doesn't matter what game it is. I was just gonna praise them for their lovely attention to detail in doing those, like, shadows of the grate there. It's not. Maybe it is in that pipe. I don't fight. I'm not sure. I got this bloody spot on. It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. But to be honest, I really don't know where the last jigsaw is. Where are the drugs? It's not in here. Oh, that's just the extra line. Maybe the last one for this world is the one back out in the lair. Maybe that counts as one for the world. The one I hit the switch to activate. It might be so. It might be so. I'll get the rest of the notes that I can on the way out. I know I'm gonna be missing quite a few because I don't remember where they would be because I didn't search every nook and cranny, but I got most of them. That's pretty good. I'll just recollect these ones. So close. So close. There's life up there if I can not die. And of course I die anyway. It doesn't really matter. Not that much. But you know, if I wanted to get a higher note score, I'd have to recollect all those notes, which is kind of shitty, right? I guess that doesn't do anything? I don't really understand it. But I do know that produced some buttons back down here that I guess I will go press. Googly eyes, they're different sizes. Hey, that gets me a jigsaw. So the question is that the 10th jigsaw, right? For Clinker's Cavern? No, it's not. See, it's a separate count for the lair. So that means that there's still one back in there. There's 10 there. I didn't get one there. I didn't get one there. We got... Huh. I believe the one in Gobi's Valley that I didn't get required, basically required this invincibility. So I'm gonna go back to Gobi's Valley and see if I can't track down that one. Since I don't really want to explore Canker. I don't really want to explore Clinker's Cavern, or Kanker's Cavern, as the case may be, any further at the moment. Gobi's Valley. Oh man, I forgot you gotta do this nonsense. Maybe I can just make it across without getting hurt too bad. Yeah. It's worth it. Worth it. Okay. I got my speedy shoes here. I'm not sure why they're right here, but they're nice to have. I believe it was... been in there. I'm not sure. Although I also seem to recall not really finishing the... Oh, man. Can I, like, climb up this? I seem to recall not really finishing the stuff with actual Gobi. I honestly don't remember whether I forgot something on this world at this point. And I obviously did, if I'm missing a jigsaw, but I'm not actually sure what it was. We'll ride this thing. Gobi runs off anyway. I'm really not trying to murder myself, but it's kind of happening anyway. Well, I'm sure you, the lovely viewer, are perfectly aware of what I missed in this world, but I have no idea what it was. Touch my honey this time and you will be sorry. Don't touch my honey or my son ever again. Problem is that it's just stuff it's all inside of pyramids, and yeah, we did that one, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Damn, I don't remember. Do not remember what it was. I seem to recall it required me to use my ingenuity and invincibility for nefarious purposes. Why did that hurt me? So many of these temples that all look basically the same. They have different things on the inside. King Sandy Butt. I don't think it was in there. Could have been, but if it was, then I don't really want to go through that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna abandon this search and just go find the next note door that we can go through. Which I should also have remembered, but I don't. You don't get Jiggies for collecting all the Jinjos, I don't think. I think you just collect all the Jinjos. But I really don't know, because I haven't collected all the Jinjos here. Maybe I did in the first world. Oops. Oh, it didn't let me jump. Alright, so, let's get out of Bad Frame Rate Alley. Gosh. I think. Oh man, I don't even remember. There's another note door somewhere. Oh, it's up here, okay. Okay, so I have the requirements to open this note door. And I know you want to see me open this note door, but you will have to wait until next time. We know how this goes. So again, I'd like to thank you for backing the Patreon. Although at some point I've been thinking about making these videos like become public later, like a year later or something, because it just seems like a nice thing to do. And that, you know, that still makes it like a Patreon exclusive, but it eventually gets out there and it might be interesting to a broader range of people. But I would like to thank you for backing, and as usual, I will see you next month.